like my nigga John Wall. I'm like a wizard, y'all make it.
This is where the magic happens, man. I'm about to put this motherfucking twirl on there.
Oh, he finds me down.
And I'm rolling a big ass J. 2 grams, 3 grams. I don't know.
13, 5 or a half of the P.
Motherfucking man, big bubble. This is.
Yo, we back with Live with Grade A. It's your girl Ayana Songstress, and we back for episode 27. First off, I wanted to pop off. This week been crazy as shit. It's a Florida man who actually was just convicted for 20 years in prison for stealing $600 worth of cigarettes. Now, that shit sounds crazy, but apparently he had like 14 felonies and 31 misdemeanors, so they consider him like a repeat offender. Like he's constantly doing dumb shit. So they're like, yeah, you're not getting you're not learning your lesson clearly, so we gonna give you 20 years. So they just gave this nigga 20 years just for stealing cigarettes. Y'all niggas be stealing like shit, the dumbest shit, and they just gave this nigga 20 years. So I advise you pay attention, cause that's wild. Niggas can kill somebody and get less time than that. He got 20 years for stealing cigarettes. So all y'all thieves better watch out. Shit. Moving on. Rapper Desiigner actually was on a plane coming from Switzerland going to Germany, and he was actually thrown off the plane. Apparently the airline said the Desiigner was on the plane and he was, just acting crazy on the plane or whatever. But when everybody went to Desiigner's IG, he actually said that the airline had put their hands on him and, were just trying to basically treat him really rude and were kind of disrespecting him. So he got upset about it. He said he kind of turned up and they tried to put their hands on him, and in that moment is when he kind of wilded out. So they got him up off the plane, and yeah, for all that I don't know, he's actually over there touring. He's been over there touring since about, I think, May. So yeah, I'm not gonna say shout out to Desiigner, but I guess that's kind of fucked up that he got thrown off the plane. But nobody really knows what happened, so I can't even say that. But I definitely had to tell y'all that shit. Congrats to Porsha from Housewives of Atlanta. She actually just got engaged yesterday. She actually announced like a couple months ago that she was pregnant, and everybody knows that she was kind of having some issues getting pregnant. And she was actually married once to that former NFL player who was kind of like really dogging her ass. I forgot his name. He was ugly. So she's actually pregnant. She's engaged. She's about to get married. So I'm happy for Porsha because she had like a really rough patch, and kind of like played it all out on Housewives. So congrats to her. Swizz Beatz is dropping a new project on November 2nd. And on the project, he actually has a song that's actually called, it's entitled MAGA. MAGA is the slogan, make America great again, that Donald Trump spreads everywhere. And Kanye West actually, promotes it as well. But Swizz Beatz and Kanye are actually friends, and on the song MAGA, he's basically saying fuck MAGA because Kanye West had just made the whole statement about the MAGA hat. And in the song, he's talking about how he doesn't, appreciate the things Trump is doing, and he's upset with people like Kanye West, the black community, who don't recognize the things that Trump are trying to do. So although they're friends, he very much is stating on his song how much he does not agree with that. And he even went on Quicksilver's show on 93.9 and stated that same thing as well in the interview. So I'm pretty looking forward to hearing this project because everybody knows Swizz Beatz is like that. He hasn't put out a project in a while, so I'm tempted to see who else is on it. He said Young Thug is on the project, so I know that track won't be hot. So, but for my featured artist today, yes, I do have him in here. I have Hugo Boss Don in the building, so we're gonna bring him in here on the roll up of things, and we'll be back. What's up, y'all? We back with the breakdown, and yes, of course, I have Hugo Boss on here. Y'all knew I was gonna have him in here, so what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. What's been going on with you?
Getting to the bankroll, staying sucker free. I got some new shit coming out.
Oh, I see the new shit that you got out already, though. You gotta tell me about that. I see the new vlog and the video out.
Yeah, I got the vlog. The vlog too. What the fuck is the jump? I got some new songs I just recorded. I can't really remember the song, but I think it's the more ritual vlog. Shot down Southwest. And my man, what was the cookout song we had down there?
Going for KK.
Yeah, cookout for KK. Rest in peace, KK. We had a good cookout. I had my man Dusty with me, City Dreams, and me and T on the wings. Then I got the What Do You Need? That was shot by City Dreams. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dusty. Keeping a nigga, you know.
Well, that's actually the one I was talking about. The What Do You Need? I seen that one. Like, I really like that video. I really like that song. Like, it seems like it's showing a piece of your life. Like, it's showing like something that's real that happens every day with you. So, I mean, tell me how you came up with that concept of that song. Like, how did you come up with even making a song like that?
And What Do You Need is the concept of the street, you know. It's the, you know, the hustler's anthem. It's, you know, supply and demand, you know what I'm saying? So I came up with the jump, heard the beat, I recorded at Light Blood Studio, producer P mixed and mastered the joint. Just something real lit, you know what I'm saying? Something different, you know what I'm saying? I try to turn up a little bit because, you know, I come with a slow flow, so it's just something different, you know what I'm saying? Me and my choreographer Dusty, we came up with something. As far as, you know, with the kids, we came up with a plan. I mentioned my son on the hook, so I brought all the kids out. We shot the joint on First of Kenny. Joint was good, lit, situation. We had the Nico cups out. Recipes, Nico.
Yeah, I seen your kids in the video. Like, I can tell that you like, you know, you're a really good father. Like, that's, your kids are your everything. You can tell just within the video itself. Like, would you say that they're more of your inspiration behind the music, or would you just say that life experiences itself? Or was music something that was always actually in you?
Well, music is always been something I wanted to do, you know, since I was young, Chanel cables. I started with the Diamond Cartel. Old plug put me on, you know, my man Petey Boy, rest in peace Petey Boy. Shout out to Diamond Cartel because they reloaded. I started with him, me and my right hand man, Bread, rest in peace, Bread. We used to write raps in my basement, go with it, record. But we never got really far with it because we was too far on the street. As soon as I got older, you know, I perfected my craft and just stuck with it. And that's where I'm at now, you know, the voice of the street.
Are your stories more so self-experiences, or are like these experiences from other people from around you, or like?
Nah, everything I rap is first person, you know what I'm saying? 99% of my raps is true, you feel me? It's the 1% that, you know, all rappers gotta put a tale together, you know, or fictionated, but you know.
So yours is authentic?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I only ask that because, you know, a lot of people, especially like in this generation or this specific class of artists, a lot of artists like to speak on things that they're not necessarily about or necessarily doing, so it kind of throw you off a little bit. So I think the fact that you stay authentic with it, I think that's what makes you a great artist. That's probably what keeps everybody intrigued.
Thank you.
You got any projects coming out, like anything popping off?
Yeah, I got the Lost Life Volume 3 dropping on Halloween. Smell Brother, Apple Music, YouTube. All major music outlets have been dropping that joint under my label, High Definition Music. And I got some other shit coming along. Me and Jill working on the tape. Me, Jill, and CL did the remix to the joint I just did. It's buzzing, a little drip in the booth. So I got some shit coming out.
When is this song, like, I know I heard a clip of this song called Man on the Block. When is that coming out? Like I feel like that's like one of your best tracks, and I feel like the world, or either like your audience hasn't heard this track. Like, I feel like you need to put this out. When is that coming out? I want to hear this track.
Well, you know, Man on the Block is a project I put together with an engineer I'm no longer working with. You know what I'm saying? He know who he is.
That happens.
And so, you know, the song not mastered. It's mixed, but it's just not mastered. So I don't like to put nothing on halfway because, you know,
That's
when I do it, I try to
respect.
do it big, like a 5X as far as music. So, you know, when I get up with this special guy, you know, just running with special friends, you know, higher power guys than me, the rap gang, then I, you know, get the shit done. I done paid him. I'm trying to figure out why I ain't sing the masters. I get P to mix it, but
I mean, because I feel like that was one of the first tracks that made me like really notice you as an artist. Like, I've been following you for a while, so I feel like that was one of the first tracks that made me like, damn, like, it's actually good. He was riding the shit out there. I really like that track, so I hope everybody else gets to hear it at some point too. So everybody know where they can find you, where they can follow you at.
Oh, I only got one little social media, you know what I'm saying? That's on Instagram. You follow me, Hugo Boss 501. That's it's the only media associate I got.
What is 501?
Oh, that's the project building I used to hang in front of down cables. So, just add on my shit.
Okay. So, that was Hugo Boss. Well, Hugo, as y'all know. So, we'll be back in the spark of the things. And we'll see. We back in the spark up. Sparked up. But no, that was Hugo Boss Dawn at Hugo Boss Dawn 501. Make sure y'all follow him. That was his track, What Do You Need? That's his new single that he got out. Rest in peace to KK. That's his his little brother. So, we wanna send love out to him and his family as well. But as I always say, I'm gonna be back next week with another great show. And like I always say, put your beautiful children to bed. Have a little drink. It's your little J, and do your thing. And I'll be back next week. Peace.